There are two distinct settings in the video, one resembling peace, where the family is, and one resembling conflict, where the soldiers are.
Our goal was to create a film that would be relevant for everybody, which anyone could relate to.
When we were in pre-production, it was very important to create a detailed description of each shot and try to bring each scene alive.
One of our plans was to go to America and film everything on a real ship. But the problem was that we knew practically nobody in America, and nobody knew us. That's why, funnily enough, we decided it was easier to build a part of a ship in a film studio in St. Petersburg. We also built an American and a Japanese house in the same place, and filmed everything during 5 days, under a roof, with no rush.
We are in the fourth pavilion of a major Russian movie studio, Lenfilm. These props are being built now. The time limit for everything is 12 days. There are many types of film tricks that we utilize. What's important for us is making the viewer believe that everything they see is real. It takes time, but no one would take "that's not possible" for an answer.
Based on the studio plan, we, the CG guys, created a model of the studio. Then we added the model, and then implemented an animatic. We discovered how we would film the scenes and which scenes would work best. This helped us discover which scenes wouldn't be possible because, for example, there wasn't enough space, or in other cases, we didn't have the people required and the structures needed weren't feasible.
The ideas for all the shots were created beforehand, which was really important for us because all the shots are quite complicated. While they may look simple, it's difficult to film them. I believe 90% of success depends on preparation. The better you prepare, the better is the result. The 10% left is there for improvisation.
From the very beginning, we understood how complicated the post-production stage would be. That's why the guys from the CG department monitored the whole filming process. They watched everything that happened in the shooting area, gave some advice. They could also check things there and then, try to compose some shots so they understood how everything will affect the post-production stage. This meant we could have the best result possible.
Three supervisors were present at the shooting area to keep an eye on everything that was happening. They helped notice and fix things others may have missed. So we had 6 eyes on everything at all times.
The main difficulty was the fact that they were kind of shooting a feature film that would only last a few minutes. Therefore, we needed to stick to all the conventions of a historical feature film. We needed the same production value and look, but distilled into just a few minutes. If you think it's extremely difficult for the actors and the director, it's twice as difficult for the people who are responsible for the historical part.
We wanted to create something that would excite and attract the viewer while keeping true to history.
It was a challenge because we were delving deeply into the history of two countries, and you want to do them justice. One of the most difficult moments for any person while the country is at war is the moment they are informed about the death of a loved one. It's an all too common occurrence. However, there are those moments which happened in history. When a year or two later, people return to life, while their families had been assured that their loved ones had perished.
It's an unimaginable feeling. You still want to come back, want everything to be okay. At the same time, you accept that violence is a part of it. It's only by doing what you signed up for that you can eventually, hopefully, return home. You want everything to work out. You want to see your loved ones. The situation here is, in fact, the same.
In fact, it wasn't easy to act out these moments. The waiting, the relationship with the mother of the man I love. You have to imagine the sense of loss. I had to include some of my own experiences and emotions to bring the character to life.
I play the Japanese military pilot, and my grandfathers had actually fought in the war.
It's either you or them. When an aircraft is flying right at you and the pilot has to put their life on the line while his other teammates have already been lost, it's down to him. He's the only one who can change this situation and save the rest of the ship's crew.
It was important to me that the actors would actually feel what was happening. And from my point of view, they succeeded. Of course, we tried to use as many real objects and props with which the actors could interact with. It's important because a real component helps immerse them into the scene, both from a physical and mental perspective. Even crawling through the debris scattered across the deck of a ship helps an actor get into the state of mind, makes him feel wounded. I think it works much better than having to act around just a green screen, because the actor is temporarily existing in that piece of reality we have brought to life.
We had to squeeze it all into 5 shooting days. Everything that was left unfinished obviously had to go into post-production. Because of this, we had to keep mistakes to a minimum.
Всем спасибо, съемки закончились.
The cameraman is shooting everything. We get all this material, which is green with trackers, a green aircraft with people sitting inside. We have to put it through the keying process, track it all to create a virtual 3D camera for the scene. We have to cut out the people so we can put them back during the compositing process. Then, 3D models for aircraft are created, including their scans and textures. Now we have 76 shots in operation, which includes full CG and CGI. Every shot will require, well, I guess, up to 50 working hours to process. The rendering alone will require 40 to 50 hours. It really should be an action film, which means there are many complications. First of all, it's not a small model. A ship is always a very complex thing, with a large number of superstructures. This ship is floating on the water, which means she should create some physically correct water disturbances. This means we need a lot of water effects. Explosions in the water, wakes, torpedo trails, aircraft hitting the water. So technically, now we have a new character. It's water, which should interact with this world, so that anyone could say, "Oh, I really believe it's real." I think that's an amazing experience, and it will definitely be useful in the future. Lots of things were done, we can say, for the first time, including trigonometry of people. Well, we can say they're not really the main characters, because they're not quite human enough, just background characters. But we need to fill the space of ships and medium-sized plans of aircraft. They will be more than enough. We definitely did not create it all in vain.
Throughout the whole shooting process, we made a rough cut, and when the shooting ended, we gathered the whole crew and turned on the video. This was sort of the first premiere. It was all very rough. But at that moment, I saw that the women who were in the crew, makeup artists, costume designers, they were crying. At this point, we all basically understood that the video turned out well.
Actually, I must say that this movie, the shooting and production, gave a very big professional boost to our video team, to our video production. We have already started moving slowly in the direction of video game movies. We're already shooting something, already preparing new CG game projects. Our management has greater confidence in us, saying, "Yes, okay, you'll make it, you'll succeed." And, of course, next time when we're shooting, we'll involve our own team, directors and cameramen, and we'll create something just as exciting.